From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, All Progressives Congress presidential flag bearer Ahmed Tinubu unveils Kashim Shettima as running mate. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests man for recruiting orphan for drug trafficking. As Eid al-Kabir celebrations continue, clerics, leaders seek national rebirth. And away from Nigeria, 19 killed in 2 bar shootings in South Africa. Hello and welcome to the News Hour on Trust Television. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Now, beginning with political matters, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has announced Senator Kashim Shettima as his running mate for the 2023 general elections. He made the announcement on Sunday in Daura, the hometown of President Muhammadu Buhari in Katsina State. The president is presently home for the Eid al-Kabir celebration, where he has been receiving guests, among them the APC presidential flag bearer, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Prior to Shettima's nomination, the earlier announced running mate, Ibrahim Masari, had tendered his withdrawal letter and affidavit as presidential running mate to Tinubu. In the letter, Masari said that he believed his stepping down will give the presidential flag bearer the latitude and inclusion that will position the APC to win the 2023 presidential election.
Kashim Shettima. I have not discussed with him. I've disclosed it to you. Since I've disclosed it to the president, we are going to win. Because we are a progressive party, we have the focus on Nigerian problems. We face the challenge squarely. We are not running away from it. We have a better program for the people and about the people and ready to serve. Within a short period of time, there will be a good foundation on infrastructure. We face challenges of terrorism, we know that. It's only, a poor thinker and observer will not recognize the challenge. But once you recognize a challenge, you can prepare yourself very well to tackle it and defeat it.
Now, Minister of Labour and Employment Festus Okoye has described Senator Kashim Shettima as a worthy choice of a running mate for Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, had on Sunday announced after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Daura, Katsina State, that he will be running the 2023 race with Shettima. Speaking to newsmen after his closed-door meeting with the president, Tinubu said that Shettima was selected because the former Borno State governor is competent, capable, reliable, and able to pick as a running mate. Reacting to the development, Mr. Keyamo was of the opinion that Tinubu had made a great choice. The minister, who aired his view on Twitter, described Shettima as a quintessential banker, an economist, suave gentleman, and politician who is intellectually fertile and economically sound. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has deployed senior police officers for the July 16 governorship election in Osun State, promising tight security for the exercise. Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who disclosed this in a statement issued on Sunday, saying that the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Police Criminal Investigation Department, DIG Johnson Kokumo, will supervise the election. To assist Kokumo are 4 Assistant Inspector General of Police, 4 Commissioners of Police, 15 Deputy Commissioners of Police, and 30 Assistant Commissioners of Police. According to the force spokesman, adequate police personnel of the rank of Chief Superintendent of Police and below has equally been deployed for the election. As means of boosting security for the exercise, the IGP further noted that the personnel comprising conventional police officers, police mobile force, counter-terrorism unit, special forces personnel, explosives ordnance disposal unit, Force Intelligence Bureau, Interpol, Special Protection Unit, Police Air Wing, Public Relations Department, as well as police medical teams will be on ground to guarantee free, fair, credible and acceptable election. 4 persons have been killed and 15 others abducted as terrorists attacked Iburu village in Kufana district of Kajuru, local council of Kaduna State. A community leader, Daniel Garba, who confirmed the incident at the weekend, described the incessant attacks by bandits around the area, but commended the efforts of the government and security agencies operating in the local council towards tackling insecurity in the area. Meanwhile, the police command in the state said security operatives had arrested a bandit with an AK-47 rifle and ammunition following a tip-off on the movement of illicit arms in parts of southern Kaduna. Gunmen on Saturday abducted the chairman and chief executive officer of Always Petroleum and Energy Service Limited, Alhaji Muhammad Jamiu, at his residence located at Idare quarters in Okene local government area of Kogi State. According to an eyewitness who pleaded anonymity, the kidnappers, numbering 4, entered the house posing as business associates shortly after Muhammad Jamiu returned from Eid praying ground in Okene town. He said that the abductors forced their victim out of his residence at about noon and whisked him away in his car to an unknown destination. The police public relations officer of Kogi State Police Command, Williams Aya, who confirmed the incident, assured that the arrangements are in place to rescue the victim. Jamiu also abducted in 2019 at one of his field stations in Okene, but was rescued by military officials after a few days in captivity. The military lost one of their officers, while one of the kidnappers was also killed during the rescue operation. Attempt by a human trafficker, Matthew Bassi, to export illicit drug to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, by planting same in the luggage of an orphan, Ms. Peter Gift Eno, recruited for a phantom job in Arab nation, has been thwarted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Bassi, 29, from Oron local government area of Akwa Ibom State, was arrested on Wednesday, 6th of July, following the interception of Eno at the departure hall of the Lagos airport. Here is a recap of the agency's activities in the last 1 week.
When Eno's luggage was searched, 50 parcels of cannabis concealed in food items were discovered, while there were discrepancies between the age she declared and the date of birth on her international passport. Investigations show that the victim, who hails from the same local government area, recently lost her mother, and as a result made it easy for Bassi to recruit her with the promise of securing her a job in Dubai. In a related development, the desperate bid by drug trafficker Aloysius Ajuruchukwu Onyekwe to travel by road to Algeria through Sokoto State with ingested 47 wraps of cocaine in his stomach has been frustrated by NDLEA operatives who intercepted him in Ibadan, Oyo State. 26-year-old Onyekwe was arrested on Sunday, 3rd July at Ojo Park, Ibadan, where he went to board a vehicle en route Sokoto to Algeria. The father of a 10-month-old child who passed out the 47 pellets of cocaine in 5 excretions confessed that he began his journey to Algeria from Sele area of Okota, Lagos, where he ingested the illicit drug weighing 1.1 kilograms. Also in Oyo State, no fewer than 1,900 tablets of tramadol, 225 milligrams, were seized from a drug dealer, Mustafa Ijibula, 22 years of age, who was arrested in Yola Adamawa-bound commercial vehicle stopped for routine search along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. In Akwa Ibom State, a trans-border trafficker, Funko Darcy, 31 years of age, was on Friday, 8 July, arrested with 6,000 tablets of tramadol, 225 milligram, weighing 3 kilograms, by officers of marine units of the agency when a commercial boat he boarded was intercepted and searched on his way to Cameroon. The suspect concealed the recovered drugs inside Indomie noodles carton. In the same vein, a wanted drug dealer, Udwak Edidiong Samuel, 29, was arrested on Tuesday, 5th July, after attending a court proceeding where his wife was undergoing trial for another drug case. Over in Edo State, a notorious drug dealer, Beauty Dauda, 27 years of age, has been arrested with various quantities of meth, heroin, cannabis, and crack cocaine in a densely populated slum along Lagos Bypass, Benin City. She was arrested on Wednesday, 6 July, after NDLEA operatives were able to break through the ring of protection often provided her by hoodlums and touts in the area. The chairman, chief executive officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, has commended the officers and men of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Oyo, Akwa Ibom, and Edo commands of the agency for staying vigilant and proactive in their areas of responsibility. A statement from the Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Baba Femi, says the DG charged them and their colleagues across the country not to rest on their oars until the war against illicit drug is won.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari has called on Muslim faithful to use the opportunity of Eid al-Kabir to reflect and seek forgiveness. He also urged the people of Katsina to pray for the nation to overcome the insecurity that has bedeviled the country. Jamilu Mabai reports.
Governor Aminu Masari, who congratulated Muslims Ummah for witnessing another Salah, spoke to journalists after the Eid Kabir prayer held at the prayer ground in Modoja Central Mosque. He reminded all that Eid al-Kabir is a day for sacrifice and thanks to Allah, adding that the celebration offers the nation an opportunity to seek forgiveness and to pray for the state at this critical time of insecurity across the nation.
And we should be the judge of ourselves, examine ourselves, what we are doing, what we did yesterday, what we are doing today, what we hope to do tomorrow, and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come to our rescue, especially in this very difficult and challenging time of this insecurity, banditry, insurgency, which is bedeviling not only Katsina State and Nigeria, but almost all over the world.
One remarkable feature of the festival is the slaughtering of rams by the faithful to demonstrate the belief in Prophet Ibrahim's submission to Allah through sacrifice. A typical Muslim's joy during the season is the ability to afford a ram to fulfill the awesome obligation. But prices of livestock that have hit the roof sent jitters down the spines of the faithful due to the biting economy and its attendant hardship.
To gaskiya batun cinikayyar raguwa ta wannan shekara gaskiya sai dai in ce sai dai addu'a saboda gaskiya muna cikin halin.
This year, business of ram is not profitable. Customers are not coming.
Gaskiya. To ni dai.
In my opinion, I think people don't have money and the delayed payment of salary are factors that contribute to low patronage. Trust TV observed that the prices of ram have increased by almost 30 to 70% as a result of the high cost of food as farmers shun farming due to insecurity. A glaring reality as at this morning, merchants are yet to make sales while buyers are nowhere to be found. Jamilu Mabai, Trust TV News, Katsina.
The Otairu of Auchi, Aliru Momo Ikelebe, the third, joined other worshippers in Auchi to observe this year's Eid al-Kabir prayers, which held at the Auchi Arafat Mosque, Esako West local government area of Edo State. The report.
The Chief Imam, Sheikh Zakaria Hussaini, in a sermon titled Divine Praise and Thanksgiving, encouraged all to always live a life of thanksgiving to enable them receive more from Allah. He enjoined Nigerians to have faith in Allah, stressing that only Allah has solution to the insecurity ravaging the nation. The rector of Auchi Polytechnic, Salisu Umar, and other faithful said the day affords them the opportunity to extend a hand of fellowship to others through charity. Eid al-Kabir, also known as Eid al-Adha, is the last month of the Islamic calendar.
Hundreds of Muslim faithful in Jigawa State, northwest Nigeria, joined their counterparts around the world to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir. In Kazaure Emirate of the state, faithfuls are advised to sustain the spirit of love, peace and unity as contained in the teaching of Islam. Trust TV's Idris Jibreen reports that residents came out in large numbers to mark the 10th day in the Muslim month of Zulhijjah. The report.
Gathered in Kazaure Central Eid Ground are hundreds of residents from villages and towns of the kingdom, including the first-class Emir of Kazaure, Alhaji Najib Hussaini, the Nigeria's Minister of Water Resources, traditional and community leaders. Like their fellow Muslims across the globe, they observe the 2 rak'at prayers, effectively fulfilling another fundamental pillar of Islam. The message here is simple but strong: peace and unity.
It is mandated on us to continue to praise Allah for what He has done to us and to continue to seek for His guidance, for His forgiveness and for His favor in whatever we do, so that we can continue to coexist and survive through the tides of this time. But most importantly also to continue to pray, to seek Allah's protection and to get ourselves out of the mess we find ourselves in this country as far as the issue of security is concerned. How people are bedeviling us, killing people, kidnapping, ransom, and so on and so forth. So this issue of insecurity is not just a man-made issue, but we have to seek for Allah's intervention.
Highlight of this year's Eid in Kazaure include the traditional Hawan Sallah by the Emir, his district heads, and other traditional title holders.
I urge you to fear Allah in all that you do. It is now the time for rainy season, and we pray for Allah to give us the best of it. I also urge you to go back to Almighty Allah. We should seek forgiveness. Any society that turns it back from Almighty Allah, God will also turn away from that society. Let's strive to love one another during this important period of Salah.
For the resident of Kazaure, it's time for sacrifices, caring and sharing with one another. Idris Jibreen, Trust TV News, Kazaure.
In a similar vein, Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai of Kaduna State on Saturday joined the Emir of Zazzau, Malam Ahmed Nuhu Bamali, to observe this year's Eid al-Kabir prayers in Zaria. The governor, who was accompanied by the APC governorship candidate in the state, Senator Ubasani, joined thousands of Muslim faithful to observe the prayers at Malawa East Praying Ground in Zaria. The report.
The prayer was led by the Chief Imam of Zazzau Emirate, Imam Dalhat Qasim, who enjoined Muslims to continue to pray fervently for peace, unity and stability of the country. He explained the religious concept of slaughtering ram during the festive moment, emphasizing that Allah ordained ram sacrifice for only to those who can afford. After the prayers, the Emir of Zazzau, Malam Ahmed Nuhu Bamali, proceeded to his palace where he received homage from traditional title holders of the emirate. The Emir, shortly after the Daba, tasked citizens on the need to participate in the continuous voter registration, urging them to take advantage of the extension of deadline by INEC to enable them exercise their franchise during general election. He urged farmers to double their commitment to agriculture in order to ensure food sufficiency in the country. On the nation's security situation, the Emir, while applauding the efforts of security agencies, called for synergy and enhanced intelligence gathering to combat high rates of criminality. He congratulated Muslims Ummah for marking another Eid al-Kabir and urged Nigerian pilgrims in Saudi Arabia not to relent in praying for the stability of the nation. Some traditional title holders congratulated Muslims all over the world and wished them a successful Salah celebration.
Diversity took center stage at this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration in Bloomington, Indiana, United States of America, as the Muslim community gathered to celebrate. Because it is summer, individuals from different countries had the opportunity to explore Eid in the U.S. It kicked off with the Eid prayers, sermon, and breakfast provided by the community while networking is happening in the background.
Very glad for being at Bloomington, Indiana. We have been here for 6 weeks, and this is the first time in my life to celebrate Eid outside of my country. And we are just at the Eid prayers, and everything is wonderful and exciting.
We are lucky to belong to this Muslim community. We are very lucky because it is our first time at Bloomington, and it seems that we were here forever. Eid Mubarak to all the Nigerian community also. I wish you the best.
It's amazing, as you see, like everybody, it's a community which stick together. Then especially that old guy, he was here like for more than 30 years. That's a good reason to say why I move anywhere else. And in this, as you know, you feel like you in your own, this country, when you come from Senegal or anywhere, come here, you see like your brothers and everybody's like brothers and sisters. And no difference in color or anything, which that make it so amazing.
I'm right here in Switchyard Park, Bloomington, Indiana, where the Muslim community have gathered to celebrate Eid by starting out with the Eid prayers. As you can see, there are hundreds of people trooping in to celebrate this year's Eid with other Muslim faithfuls.
As many who live below poverty line struggle to enjoy Eid al-Kabir celebrations amidst rising cost of living, the story of a mother of 6 who lives in an uncompleted apartment in Abuja should inspire others who face similar challenges to rise up and embrace petty business in order to defy the odds. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
She is simply identified as Mamang Hassana, a mother of 6 kids. She, her husband and children live in this uncompleted apartment for 10 years now.
We have been living here for 10 years precisely. My husband is looking after the building. We have 6 kids. We thank God for this Salah because it is hitch-free for us. No one is supporting us financially, but we feed, clothe, and send our children to school.
Though her husband is not strong financially, she takes the challenge by engaging in food vending to take care of their children's education, clothing, and other needs.
We are managing our lives here. You know, living in Abuja is not easy.
While many people living below poverty line are finding it difficult to meet their family's Salah demands, Mama Hassana is able to do a lot for her family. Beyond sacrificing ram as enjoined by the scripture, she is able to sew a new set of clothes for her kids. She has a word for women who are fond of not appreciating their husbands.
That's lack of appreciating God. I advise my fellow women to always thank God and thank their husbands no matter the circumstances.
Even without a decent accommodation for her family, she remains contented with life in the circumstance. This is about to change, however, as the owner of the building appeared interested in developing it further 10 years later. This may alter the little joy out of her family. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. We'll take a quick break. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Welcome back. You're watching the News Hour on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. All Progressives Congress presidential flag bearer Ahmed Tinubu unveils Kashim Shettima as his running mate. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests man for recruiting orphan for drug trafficking. Now, moving on, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, says that they are working to resolve issues around the supply disruption of the premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol. Kyari, who disclosed this to newsmen in Daura, Katsina State, after he paid Salah homage to President Muhammadu Buhari, added that fuel scarcity will be tackled in a couple of days. On the cost of petrol, he said that the NNPC is working to resolve the logistics cost to ensure that the price of the product is stabilized in the nearest future. Now, the Federal Commissioner of National Population Commission in charge of Kogi State, Professor Isa Habibat Jimo, has said that the 2023 population and housing census exercise may be devoid of manipulation because it will be centered on digital capturing, not manual. Jimo, who disclosed this at the weekend, said that the era where politicians and other interest groups will manipulate the exercise and record wrong results is over. He said the 2023 census exercise will be different, saying once an individual is captured by the machine, it goes directly to their center cyber at the headquarters, and there is no way anybody can change the information as recorded. While he stressed that the staff of the commission have been adequately motivated to that effect, he said that the commission will make. Well, he said that the motivation will make them minimize being corrupted by host people, community, and politicians. 4 more bodies from the W19 fiber boat carrying 16 passengers were recovered at Mile 2 area on Saturday. The spokesperson for the National Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Farinloye, who gave the update on Sunday, said that the boat capsized on Friday night. He said the recovery operation of the missing victims of the ill-fated boat sailing from Mile 2 to Ibeshe has led to the recovery of a total of 11 more bodies. Meanwhile, General Manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, Oluwadamilola Emmanuel, confirmed the recovery to newsmen in Lagos on Sunday. Emmanuel, who said LASWA has put measures in place to reduce incidents of boat mishaps, added that the state government is ready to go after substandard boat operators and condole with the families of victims who lost their lives in recent boat mishaps in the state. Meanwhile, an elderly woman who was trapped in a building in the Iyanapaja area of Lagos State has been rescued by officials of the State Emergency Management Agency. Following the weekend downpour in the area, the elderly woman was trapped on Saturday in the residential building located at Oluwaga in Iyanapaja. LASEMA Permanent Secretary Dr. Oluwafemi Oke Osanyintolu said that the agency responded to a distress call concerning the incident, after which it activated its men to rescue the woman who was the sole occupant of the building. Upon medical examination, it was gathered that the woman suffered from a stroke and was unable to run for safety before being trapped. Still, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency has averted a major disaster in the Ikotun area of Lagos State following a tanker incident in the area. In a statement on Sunday, LASEMA Permanent Secretary Olufemi Oke Osanyintolu said that the truck was laden with 33,000 liters of the premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol. LASEMA officials were joined by operatives of the Lagos Fire Service and personnel of the Nigeria Police who were on ground to forestall any breakdown of law and order. According to Oke Osanyintolu, the agency's heavy-duty equipment has been dispatched for the recovery phase in order to restore the flow of traffic along the carriageway. He stated further that the truck has been recovered to a lay-by and free flow of traffic has been restored. We'll now take a quick break. The news hour continues shortly. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying. Now let's take a look at stories from the foreign scene. At least 19 people have been killed in 2 bar shootings, one in a township close to Johannesburg and another in eastern South Africa. Police said on Sunday that the assailants drew up in a minibus taxi and began randomly firing at bar patrons. In the eastern city of Pietermaritzburg, police reported 4 people were killed and 8 wounded during a shootout in a bar after 2 men fired indiscriminately at customers. Police say that it is too early to say if the assaults were in some way connected, but observed their similarity. Pope Francis on Sunday called for peace in Sri Lanka, which has been rocked by instability for months over a worsening economic crisis. The Pope on Sunday, in his weekly Angelus prayer, implored those in authority not to ignore the cry of the poor and the needs of the people. Sri Lanka President Gotabaya Rajapaksa resigned and fled the country on a Navy ship Saturday after protesters stormed his residence. The dramatic episode was the culmination of months of protest by the people enraged by the South Asian island nation's unprecedented economic crisis and the Rajapaksa's clan's incompetence and corruption. Still staying with foreign news, a Russian missile struck an apartment building in eastern Ukraine on Sunday, killing at least 15 people as Moscow's forces sought to consolidate their control over the Donbas region. The building was partially destroyed in the strike, AFP correspondents saw at the scene where rescuers were sifting through the rubble with a mechanical digger. Rescuers have so far been able to establish contact with 3 people under the rubble, having fought long battles to capture the last areas of the neighboring region of Lugansk. Russian troops are now turning their focus to Donetsk as they look to take control of the whole Donbas region. Let's now take a quick break. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve their sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news, or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
And in sports news, Super Eagles midfielder Joe Aribo has joined Premier League side Southampton on a 4-year deal from Scottish Giants Rangers. Although his transfer fee is undisclosed, sources close to the situation say that the deal is worth £6 million that could potentially rise to £10 million with performance-based add-ons. The 25-year-old has played the past 3 seasons at Ibrox, scoring 26 goals in 149 matches since joining from English League One side Charlton Athletic in 2019. Now, Aribo helped Rangers win their 55th SPL title in the 2020-2021 season, their first in 10 years, while lifting the Scottish Cup last season. He was a runner-up in last season's UEFA Europa League, in which he scored in the final against German Bundesliga side Frankfurt. Nigerian mixed martial artist Sodiq Yusuf will return to the octagon against Giga Chikadze in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night on September 17. Yusuf last fought in March when he defeated veteran Alex Caceres to bounce back from his first UFC loss against Arnold Allen in April 2021. The 29-year-old Lagos-born fighter has a 12-2 MMA record, including 5 wins and a loss in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Still in sports news, Charles Leclerc weekend claimed a commanding victory to revive his hopes of winning the title. Leclerc's victory was his 3rd of the season and first since the Australian Grand Prix in April. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc passed title rival Max Verstappen 3 times on his way to a commanding victory in the Austrian Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz was on course to make it a Ferrari 1-2 before he suffered an engine failure with 14 laps to go, the latest in a series for Ferrari. Leclerc faced a tense final 10 laps with a striking throttle cut Verstappen's championship lead to 38 points to revive his hopes. Now, Novak Djokovic underlined his recent dominance at Wimbledon with a composed and controlled fight back against Australia's Nick Kyrgios to win a 4th consecutive men's singles title. Serbia's Djokovic, 35, lost the first set after some incredible serving from Kyrgios, but ended up winning 4-6, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6 on center court. It is Djokovic's 7th SW19 men's title, and only Roger Federer has more. Victory also moved him 1 behind Rafael Nadal's record 22 men's majors. And that's it on the news hour. But before we leave, here's a look at our feature. Sud County in northwest China's Shaanxi is an important birthplace of the Loess culture with rich, intangible cultural heritage and traditional folk arts. President Xi Jinping calls on people to draw on fine traditional culture so that Chinese culture maintains its appeal and evolves with the times. Let's take a look.
Of the Loess on the earth, and it's also the birthplace of the Loess culture. On the plateau is Suida, a county in Shanxi province with rich resources of intangible cultural heritage, and traditional folk arts. In September 2021, while touring an exhibition hall for local intangible cultural heritage in Sweden, Chinese President Xi Jinping expressed appreciation for the local efforts to protect and inherit traditional culture. Xi said that, as an invaluable asset of the Chinese nation, folk arts are vital to sustaining historical legacy and building a socialist country with great cultural strength. Clay sculpture is one of the main traditional crafts in Sweden.
隋的泥塑是带有明显的黄土气息的非物质文化遗产，象征着成立初期山北高原地广人稀，生存艰难。为了讨生活，很多人都协会边手艺，泥塑就是其中之一。
隋的泥塑是黄土地上生活的瞬间，它千变万化，每一个作品都是不一样的，因为每次创作有不同的灵感和手法。
Sweden is also known for its stone carving. The skills could date back around 2,000 years to the Qin and Han dynasties. Nowadays, the stone lions from Sweden are sold across China and exported to Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and other countries.
隋的石雕凝结了隋德汉豪迈顽强的品格，体现着陕北人民不屈不挠、与时俱进的精神。
Yangge, a traditional folk dance in northern China, is another national intangible cultural heritage.
陕北秧歌热情奔放、热闹，主要表现形式就是走、扭、摆、跳、转，其中最主要的是扭。
超前来说，就是过春节的时候才开始表演的。那现在来说，锻炼呀、健身呀，都可以扭一扭、跳一跳。
越扭越活泼，越扭越上劲，越扭越开心，
越扭越年轻。
深入挖掘中华优秀传统文化蕴含的思想观念、人文精神、道德规范，结合时代要求，继承创新，让中华文化展现出永久魅力和时代风采。
With that, we wrap up the news hour on Trust Television. You can watch more via all our social media platforms, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.